Hello. Hello, Moto. Hello, everyone. I can barely do that. I had to put my fingers together. But I'm skinny. Hello, everyone. Yes, we are here with breaking news. We are here with breaking news not even an hour ago. Okay. We are live. We are live. We are live. Okay. Yes, I'm going to let y'all come on in the room. Okay. It is still safe, Krishan Jr. All right. It is still Save Krishan Jr., Save Jr. Now, what is you talking about? All right. It's still all that, all that, all that. Okay. Um, don't let the people get that confused. Again, I have been working on videos and I am going to be live with that still. Okay. I promise. We will not give up on Krishan Jr. I have just been dealing with things in the background. um, I've been dealing with the craziest things. Um, please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Hello, everyone. Hi, Karen, COG. Hi. Evels. Am I saying that right? I hope I'm saying it. Smith and Redding. Hello. I love you all. Hi, Tasha. Boo. Um, Deidre, Tracy, Nadine, Shay. Hi. Hello, Brittany. Hello, Brittany. It's Brittany. Hello, Brittany. Hi, too. Hi, Boo. Moderator. Um, Cortland. Am I saying that right? G&D, Ebony, Baby Shay. JB, moderator. Hi, Roxanne. Mwah. Trust. Hey. Hi, Centric. Hi, Boo. Hello, Naomi. With the ish. Hi, babes. Love Bug. I love you. I really do. Your facial structure is insane. Thanks. Thank you, sweetheart. Hi, Coco. Hi, Boo. Life with Law or Lay. I hope I'm saying that right. Says, did he tell where she is at? Yes. Yes, he did state where he put her. He did. And we're gonna get into all of that. We absolutely are. Rest in peace to Naziyah. I feel like all of us that were over here doing content on Naziyah. Shout out to all the people that have like my boo Tootie. Shout out to Tootie, love her. And so many other content creators. I think we kind of felt that she was gone. There has been many rumors being circulated, even alleged sightings of Naziyah in the Michigan area, and I've never seen any of it to be real. So I that's why I didn't do any stories on it. Okay, Panda Ben, and hi, the Fish Campaign. I love you, friend. Y'all get over there. My friend has been doing many interviews. He just did one with Tavy Baby from Baddies. He also did, oh, Lord, hold on one second. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, shout out to my friend, the official campaign. He is over there doing interviews. He just did one with Tavy Baby from Baddies. He's also doing one with Krishan's ex-roommate, Krishan Rock. So that's definitely something y'all need to go over there and tune into on the official campaign, okay? Because in the future, we will be doing content on some of his interviews that he has done recently, okay? So get over there to the official King Pain. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. He has been working. Do you understand me? My friend has been working. I'm like, that's work. Okay. It's not easy putting all this stuff together. Okay. And we're gonna make sure that it's not in vain. All right. So get over to the official King Pain. He's in the chat. I've also shared him on my community wall. I just shared the interview that he did with Tapey Baby. So please get over there and check that out. Okay, we love him. He's amazing, right? Love him. That's my friend. I love him. So yeah, shout out to my friend. Yes, Justin Crowns in the chat for my friend, the official campaign they're talking about. He working. Okay, he's over there working, putting me to shame. Like, who is Sean? Okay, look what King over there. Okay, shout out to my friend. So I love y'all. So we will absolutely get into this Naziyah piece. Like I said before, a lot of us content creators that were doing content on Naziyah, we didn't feel I posted it. Well, you're amazing. What are you talking about? Okay, I don't know what that means, friend. Okay, you're amazing. Whatever you do is going to be amazing. You thrive, no matter what you do. Like you have a crown on. It's not tilted. Like make sure it's upright because you're the cat's gonna meow. Um, but with us content creators, we kind of felt like she's probably gone, which is unfortunate, right? Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. So we're about to get into all of that. But before we do, I've been getting a lot of inquiries about Krishan Jr. And what's going on with him. And y'all know me, I'm a realist. I don't believe in just like ignoring things. I love to answer y'all questions. I have been dealing with a lot, like outside of, and I laugh because it's just so stupid. But I have been dealing with CPS again. People have been calling CPS on me, police, all type of stuff. Okay, that I have been dealing with. But yeah. So I mean, I just feel like it comes with the territory. This isn't the first time. It damn sure won't be the last. Is how I feel. So yeah, I've been dealing with that. Yeah, just weird complaints about my children that I'm over here on YouTube all day. I'm neglecting my children. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is going on here? Pick a team. Okay, pick a team. So while we were at my son's basketball game yesterday, which was amazing, I was so proud. My baby was just, oh my god, yeah, on me, yes, yes, CPS on me. Okay, so they came to visit. Whatever, we didn't mind. We're all getting out the cars. As a family coming from a basketball game. And yeah, so the worker didn't even want to come inside because they were just here like over the summer, over last summer. It was the Nettard and her moderator, his moderator, called CPS on us, type of stuff, like whatever. And so they just came out, right? So the worker didn't even want to go in the house or anything like that, a lot of the complaints, once again, they knew weren't real based off of when I go live, right? Like I usually go live around this time. Okay. Usually. My kids are in school. My kids are at school. What? Hi, Marcella. I love you, Marcella. Y'all get over there, subscribe to my boo. Speak with your girl, Marcella. Love her down. I love her so much. Mwah, I love you, Marcella. So yeah, it's like my kids are at school. So that was weird. It was just like, and they literally said that. I didn't have to say anything. She already knew because she looked. And she was like, but from what I see, your kids are at school when you are live. I'm like, yeah, true. Because I didn't even think of that. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason I go live during the day because they're not here. I don't have much to do like after they leave. So I just get to work. It's usually what I do. So then when they get home, I can spend time with them. It's like, are y'all okay? Yeah, I'm not live all day long. But whatever. So I mean, even if I was, my youngest is about to be 14. Okay, I don't have a little top. They got all cook, clean, all that out themselves. Like we taught them that, so that's weird. But whatever. Do what you feel like you need to do. So yeah, we dealt with that. Open, closed, same day. You know, they have to come and do the checks and whatnot. But she felt really bad. She kept apologizing. It's no big deal. But that made her really intrigued by me because she's just like, what do you do that make, you know, like I know you're on social media, but like, what do you do that make these people like, why do they keep doing this? You know, like, but I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I just feel like it comes with the territory. So I've been dealing with that. I've been dealing with police. I guess it's been reported that I'm trying to like take Krishan Jr. Literally. Yes, it's been reported that the reason Krishan has not been putting Krishan Jr. on camera is because she's hiding him from me. Girl. I bulled you not. Now I know I'm the reason why she hasn't been like posting him because I'm on her row. And I'm gonna stay on it. I literally have a video buffering right now as we speak. And I'm dropping it today. Y'all want a snippet of it? Y'all want to see what it's gonna go like? Y'all want to see what it's gonna go like? Like I said, Krishan Jr. needs help. And he needs help now. I'm not afraid. Y'all are weird. I really don't care. I'm just trying to raise awareness, medical awareness for a child to be taken care of. What I don't see the crime in that. Neither do the police. I showed them the petition. They read it and everything. They signed it. Literally. I can prove it. They signed the petition. I'm not doing anything wrong. 2 female officers, her and the woman that was like by her, they both signed it. After I explained what was going on, they told me that I was a good guy. They told me that I must be a good dad. So you must be a good dad. They may have wanted to have sex with me. Yeah. And all she wanted me to do was the police. And all she wanted me to do was the police. Wee. That's what it's given. Correct. Are you guys mad at me? Are you upset? Asking for a friend. I guess you like hit me in the face? Like right here? Wow. You guys are like really mad at me. I'm trying to care. It's just not happening. So I'll give y'all a snippet of the video that I'm going to be dropping later on Krishan Jr. Again, we will keep fighting for him. We absolutely will. I'll give y'all a little snippet, and then we're going to get into Naziyah. Give y'all a little snippet.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Okay, please hurry up and pair and don't say nothing else to me for the remainder of the day. I really don't have much to say to you anyway. Like, you're basically fired as soon as I go to Best Buy. Like, we don't need your services. We really don't. And I really wish I could change your voice because you're very annoying.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
I know. Shut it. So, God, I hate him. So, let's get into the video that I'm going to be dropping later.
In every child. These are just some of the early signs that we notice. Important to know that cerebral palsy presents differently in every child. These are just some of the early signs that we noticed with our little kiddo. One of the earliest signs for us was low tone. Hypotonia is low muscle tone that looks like a soft or floppy body. When they're on their back, they're going to stay flat. on their belly, their arms get trapped underneath because they don't have the strength to push up or lift themselves. You may also notice limited anti-gravity movement, which just means that they're not lifting their arms or legs away from the surface. There's no pushing up, no reaching, and no stabilizing. Midline control can also be limited. They can't keep their head centered or bring their hands together, and they can't correct themselves when they start to fold or tip. This makes tummy time extremely difficult or sometimes impossible because they can't lift or sustain their head position. Sitting also isn't possible because their core doesn't have enough control. You may also start to notice resistance to positional changes, especially in the arms. The easiest comparison is when a toddler is stiffening their body during a tantrum and you can't bend them. Except in cerebral palsy, the stiffness is just involuntary. The muscles are pushing back to the movement as soon as you try to move the limb. You may or may not experience abnormal eye movements, but this can look like eyes rolling or drifting upward or sideways for no clear reason. This is different from the normal wandering that you see in newborns. During activities like self-feeding, you may notice
see where I'm going? You see where I'm going with this? Does any of that look familiar? Does any of that look familiar? Have we seen another baby do a lot of those things? Hmm. Any of that look familiar to you guys? We haven't seen that before, have we? Crustaceans. We haven't seen any of that before, right? See, the weird thing is that beautiful little boy that we just showed on camera, did you see all the help he was getting? All the early intervention that we're doing? Palliative care? We haven't seen that with the kid that we probably recognize, that does the same things. But we haven't seen any of that. None of it. None at all. The eye wandering. We've seen that, right? We've seen that, right? I don't know. Let me check. Hmm. Interesting. Who's that? Who's that? His doc's information says that he has spasticity, right? His doc's information said he has spasticity, right? I'm pretty sure it did. Hold on. Because who else has spasticity? Who else?
Yeah.
Let's get into that.
The middle of the body stays low tone, but the arms and legs are much tighter. This is called mixed tone. That mix makes posture really unstable and the limbs are harder to move. Our little guy happens to struggle a lot with spasticity. Spasticity means the muscles tighten involuntarily because the brain isn't controlling signals telling them to relax. Think a Charlie horse. The muscle locks straight up without any warning. In real life, this shows up as stiff arms, straightened legs, and sudden tightening during movement.
Stiff arms, straightened legs. Stiff arms, straightened legs. Stiff arms, straightened legs. Where have we seen all that before? Interesting. Interesting. I could have sworn. Yeah. Save Krishan Jr. and Save Krishan Jr. now. So I do have a very educational video that will be dropping tonight of Krishan Jr. and it'll show the comparisons. It'll show everything that video has stated, and then it will segue into Krishan Jr. And I will let the audience be the judge. Do you think that Krishan Jr. is going through the same things as this child? If so, then why is this child getting all of this necessary help? Palliative care, all of that good stuff. Therapy, sensory. We've seen all of these things inside of, allegedly, Krishan Jr. But notice with this child, Let's keep it all the way froggy. Notice with this beautiful little boy, what is that on his stomach? What is that on his stomach? It's a feeding tube. That's a feeding tube. He has that feeding tube so that he can live. If he allegedly has the same things as Krishan Jr., shouldn't he have one too? Krishan is not a doctor. Neither are we, right? Did you hear me, Crustacean? We're not doctors, right? Neither is she. Neither is she. So how enough are you getting your report from her and she don't even take her kid to the doctor? She don't know shit that's going on with that boy. Nothing. She has no idea what is happening to and with him. No idea. Nor does she care. Are y'all okay? That's the reason I'm talking about Krishan Jr. I don't give up about his mammy. I don't care. Her. Just like she basically sitting over there saying him. So call CPS, call the police. Y'all can even run the fuck up as far as I'm concerned. But I'm going to make sure that he's healthy. That's it. That's all I care about. I don't care about nothing else. I can't because I can't control it. I can't. But I do feel like us as a collective, us as a community, can make sure that that baby is okay. That little boy grows into his teen years. With Krishan, he won't. How does this beautiful boy that we just watched that has cerebral palsy, and again, Krishan Jr. has even more things going on with him. This beautiful boy that we just saw, his parents just have to deal with that. That's one of the syndromes that Krishan Jr. is going through. Mm-hmm. So for people to look at this video and be like, oh, well, Krishan's doing more than this is basically what was this baby in a video? He's actually a baby. Okay. Now imagine him getting the palliative care, the physical therapy, all of that. Imagine him in 6-7 years. He's going to be thriving. He's going to be doing great. He's going to be doing great. A lot better than what Krishan Jr. is going to be doing. Krishan Jr. is about to be 3. This baby that we just saw, he doesn't have club foot or anything like that. So when he does get to the point where he can hold his head up or try to process that and start body movement because of the physical therapy and stuff that he's doing, he'll be fine. He'll be able to walk if God wills it, talk, all of those things. So again, yeah, we're not dependent on CPS. We're dependent on doctors at this point. And Krishan is hiding Krishan Jr. for a reason. Know that. Know that. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Trust me. She's hiding him for a purpose. There's a reason behind it. Mm-hmm. Correct. Correct. Who hides from help? I don't feel like she's hiding from help. I feel like she's hiding from Krishan Jr. being taken. And it's not going to be like, I feel like doctors will intervene, not CPS. Doctors will force CPS to intervene. They will force them. They won't have a choice. They don't play about medical neglect because that's neglect. You see something wrong with your kid and you don't get anything done, that's neglect. Mm-hmm. There's no excuse to not get it. What's your excuse? The hospital will rather, they can't deny you. You take them to an emergency room. They just got to bill you. But they have to save your kid. They're not going to be like, oh, your kid don't have insurance. So we just, no. They're going to save your kid. Bill you later for it, even if you don't have insurance. So there's no excuse. None. What excuse do you have? That's neglect. Like a lot of you crustaceans, I get that y'all don't get it because y'all trifling. So y'all think neglect is just leaving your kid at home by themselves, like y'all probably doing right now in the grocery store listening to me. You should be at home with that mosquito that came out of you. You're gonna be attending to that bat at home. Correct. But you about to swipe your food stamp card listening to me. Yeah, that's how I see all of y'all. Dropouts. So yeah, baby at 11 typed. So yeah, that's not the only way of neglect. Abuse is not just physical, emotional, financial, all type of ways of. Are y'all mad at me? Because you've called the police. Y'all trying to get lawsuits, CPS, and we're still here. Weird, right? Weird, right? Y'all try to take my channel down, it's still up. Y'all try to take all my videos down, still up. You're upset. If I were you, I hate me too. Let's get into Naziyah. So we will be getting into Krishan Jr. This is far from over. Yeah, I don't care what anybody thinks about it. We're helping the kid. Whatever. If you find issue in that, if you have a problem with that, good for you. I don't care. Okay. We're still gonna do us. Okay. I'm still young. I am still skinny. And you are still mad at me. Nothing will change. I don't want it to. No. No, why would I want you upset? That's your decision. You're deciding to be upset about someone saying that a child needs help, trying to get said help, but you don't like how it makes the person that you like look. Are you okay? Moving on to Naziyah. So Jarvis Butts has has accepted a plea deal. And in this plea deal, he, what was it, like 6 or 7 charges that he took the rap for. Okay. Now I know some people don't know about fully know the Naziyah story. So I'm gonna do a little backstory on that before we get into Naziyah. Hi, Miss Lackey. Mwah, hi, sweetheart. Before we get into him taking these charges for Naziyah. Now, Naziyah was 13, right? When she went missing. Like around her 14th birthday or something like that. But we're gonna get into it. Thanks because I'm lost. Okay, cool. So I'm going to get into that. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Right now. Let me, okay, right here. So, missing Naziyah Harris case background. An investigation into Butts uncovered an inappropriate relationship with Naziyah Harris, who was the niece of a woman that the defendant had a relationship with. And that is Shannon. Okay, that's Big Back Shannon, Unfit Shannon, Sharon Peen with her baby niece Shannon. Okay, I hate her. We've done videos on her. We done them, her, and her big burly twin sister. Okay, them 2 silverbacks in the mist. We did videos on the both of them, and we hate them. They're gross. Okay, Naziyah was, her mother was, an addict and whatnot, in and out of the streets. Naziyah's grandmother had taken her in and was taking care of her. Shannon, which is her aunt, was dating this disgusting male named Jarvis Butts. Okay, so that's who took the plea deal. Jarvis Butts started an inappropriate relationship, sexual relationship, with, why is this person still here? Thank you. An inappropriate relationship with Naziyah, whom was what was she? They were stating back the text messages went to her being around like 11 years old. So he started being sexual with her. Let me see if I can pull a picture up of her. Really quick. Okay, there's pictures. Where is she? Why did I just put up pictures of him? Like put our girl. Okay, I'll pull up a picture of Naziyah. Anyways, so we're back to where we were reading. Okay, sorry, I'm down to so Naziyah was staying with her grandmother. Her daughters were twin daughters, Shannon, one of them, was staying with her at the time. So this is how Jarvis was being like put on the scene and how he was around Naziyah. He also worked at these auto body shops, and sometimes he would take the girls in the home because Shannon has all type of children. And Naziyah and her brother were living with their grandmother as well, but then the brother ended up leaving. Um, and Naziyah was pretty much there left alone with her grandmother, Jarvis, Shannon, and Shannon's children. Jarvis, starting this relationship with Naziyah around the age of 13, she ended up getting pregnant. Okay. And the person she got pregnant by was Jarvis. So this is her aunt's boyfriend, on and off boyfriend, that got her pregnant. All right. Now, her aunt Shannon had just recently had a baby herself by Jarvis. Right. So their kids would have been like neck and neck in age, basically cousins in the same grade, if you will, if Naziyah would have survived and her baby would have been born. Okay. So once Naziyah got pregnant, which we don't believe that was the first time that she had gotten pregnant by Jarvis, um, Jarvis came up with this plan to make, from what was brought up, make Naziyah drink like antifreeze to get rid of the baby, right? So he took her to a hotel and allegedly spiked some type of drink or something like that with some substances or antifreeze for her to drink it and for the baby to perish. Okay. Now he Googled ways of unaliving a baby, the areas that still was it confirmed that she was pregnant. Now, from what I got, they haven't received her body yet, but due to the text messages and the conversations that Jarvis was having with her aunt Shannon, she was definitely pregnant. And also the text messages that Naziyah was sending Jarvis was of her pregnancy. There were also classmates and whatnot that noticed her body change, that she was pregnant. Um, so that wasn't a secret that she was pregnant. And it also gave the motive because Jarvis, this wasn't his first victim. He was already facing a charge from doing it to one of his other children and to his ex-girlfriend. Jarvis gave his ex-girlfriend's daughter, toddler daughter, a STD. Okay. So he was already facing really bad charges. Okay. Yes. So he was, that's the charge he was saying. And it's also a part of his plea deal. Too, not Naziyah, but they're speaking of him having a whole separate case with another minor. Okay. And this minor child had actually retrieved an STD. That's how the mother figured out that anything was going on in the first place with her daughter due to certain things happening in certain areas of poor thing's body. Poor thing. So he was already facing that. And then one of the girls in the house, the young ladies that lived in the house, which I believe was Shannon's twin sister's daughter, Jarvis tried getting with her too. Okay. And she's like a little girl. And she said no. And she ended up telling her father. And her father, came and checked the whole situation. Did you say a toddler? Yes, basically. Was a toddler, I believe. Well, borderline, because she was like 7, or was she 4? I don't know if it started at 4 and he was caught when she was like 7. It was something like that. But yeah, so it was like, because from the court paperwork, they were stating that she was like not adolescent, but not like, yeah, she was 4. I believe it. I don't know if it started when she was 4 and then they caught him around the time she was like 7 or 8, something like that. But I believe she was like 4 years old when it started. So yeah, this is a very sick individual, twisted. Like, throw him up under the jail, right? Um, so what with all of that going on, and that young lady, her Naziyah's cousin, basically, testified against him too. Um, and no one noticed. I feel like everyone noticed. I just think nobody did anything. Um, and Shannon is weak. That's why I said she needs to be arrested next. Like, Shannon needs to go to jail. Shannon needs to go to jail. Her sister needs to go to jail, and the grandmother needs to go to jail too. They all need to go to jail because they all knew. They all fucking knew. Okay? Shannon is very so much an accessory. Yes, she is. And she needs to go to jail. Fat bitch. She needs to, I fucking hate her. She needs to go to jail for what she did to this girl. Okay? Craziness. The grandmother needs to go to jail too. Okay? And the sister needs to go to jail because I know she confided in her sister, her twin sister, and told her what happened. All right? They knew what happened to that girl. But move right along. So the inappropriate relationship started. She ended up getting pregnant. This is why I feel that gave Jarvis the motive to end her. And I don't think it was deliberate at the beginning. I think that he really was trying to get rid of the baby. Because I felt like he fully continued. In his mind, I feel like he was going to keep dealing with Naziyah. Like, he was going to keep doing what he was doing to her. I don't think that was planning on stopping at all. Okay. So yeah, so to give you a little bit of background, I'm gonna finish. Give me more, than we'll connect the dots as we go along. So okay. An investigation into Jarvis Butts uncovered an inappropriate relationship with Naziyah Harris, who was the niece of the woman the defendant had a relationship with, Shannon. Detroit police found Butts had sent sexually explicit images to Naziyah years before she disappeared. Later on, evidence was uncovered that Butts knew Naziyah was pregnant. An analysis of his internet searches revealed he looked up abortions and drinking red antifreeze, the prosecutor said. So it's fact that Naziyah was pregnant. She was definitely pregnant. I feel like that gave him the motive to feel like, I have to take her out. Like, she has to go. I feel like this is where that came from. Otherwise, I don't think he would have done anything to her. I think he would have just kept doing what he was doing because nobody was doing anything about it. So, okay. Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy alleges Butts was in the Baton Rouge area the day after she disappeared. The same place that the clothing Naziyah was seen wearing on that day she disappeared was found. The evidence in this case will clearly show that the defendant's alleged actions were beyond predatory. There were vulturists he groomed and preyed upon Naziyah with expertise. Worthy said in a press release at the time, "We will prove that he unalived young Naziyah after he found out she was pregnant at 13 with his child." Crazy work. So Jarvis obviously used the fact that Naziyah didn't have a parent in her life. How old is Jarvis? I forgot. He 30 something or 40 something? 43. So he was 40, either 40 or 41 when this happened. So he was 41. Yeah, he was 41. He was 41 when she passed away. So, but when he started dealing with her, she was around 11. So he was like late 30s, like 38, 39 when he started dealing with her. And yeah, 41 when she got pregnant and passed away. So he was 41 dealing with a 13-year-old girl. Crazy work. Police hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Yeah, so right now he's 43. So he was 41. When this happened. And he definitely preyed upon her because she didn't have really any protection. You know? The grandmother allowed it. And he was allegedly sleeping with her too. He slept with Shannon's sister before Shannon, her twin. He was with her, dating her first. They broke up. Then Shannon started dating them and having babies by him. Fact. Fact. The first time they all hooked up, Shannon was with another dude, and Jarvis was with her twin sister. And they were all in the same hotel room. There's different beds, but Jarvis over there wanging her sister, and her Shannon was in a bed with a whole nother dude. Yeah. So gross. And it was also stated that Jarvis was sleeping with the grandmother, the one who Naziyah was staying with. That he was sleeping with her. So he was sleeping with, well, he wasn't sleeping with the twin at the time, but he slept with all of them, allegedly. The grandma, the sister, the niece. He tried to sleep with the ex-girlfriend's daughter as well. Because remember, Shannon's sister, her twin sister, her daughter testified against Jarvis in court and stated that he tried to get with her. He tried to do things to her when she was little. And that's Shannon's sister's kid. So he even tried to sleep with that daughter. Crazy work. Crazy. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It was a lot to cover too. It's a lot. I ain't gonna hold you. It is a lot. Okay. I feel like he was doing things to all of those kids in that house. I do. I do. Every single last one of them. All right. So there's no way that the grandmother didn't know about what was going on between Naziyah and Jarvis. She knew. And the easiest way to figure that out is that Naziyah didn't go nowhere.
Incoming call.
Naziyah went nowhere. Like,
Incoming call.
like, see, and Naziyah went nowhere at all. Yeah. So Naziyah didn't go anywhere. She went to school and home, school, home, school, home. She was always babysitting. And then when she did leave, she would go to the shop with Jarvis. And sometimes Jarvis would take another one of the children around with. And they were allegedly supposed to be there helping clean the shop and and whatnot. So sorry, my son, he's annoying. Boy, I'll deal with that later. So, yeah, so it was a lot. And if she was pregnant, by who? Jarvis. That's the only male that she is around. She can't get pregnant by one of her female cousins. So it's like, who's she pregnant by? Jarvis. Okay. Jarvis, at his own daughter party, violated another little girl that was there. She was coming down a slide and he put his hands in her no-no area. Okay. And the little girl was hurt. She came out of the slide hurt. Okay. So he literally laid at her. I'm not going in detail. Like we ain't got to go through all that. But and he did that to his own daughter, his own kid. So there's no cutoff for him. He is sick. You are a sick mother. It's something wrong with you, dude. Man, that's like I wish they had the D penalty because wow, he got to go. He got to go. Where was her mother? At the party. There. He did this in like broad daylight in front of everybody, pretty much. You see a father with his daughter at the slide, you're not going to think much of it. You're just going to, oh, okay, she's hanging out with dad. Just look away. Just, it's really nothing to see, you know? But for her to walk up to her mom and tell her mom that she hurts down there, and you are the only person near her when she's stating this. So then she told her mom, what happened. He hasn't seen her since. Mom wasn't going. She called the police. She did everything she was supposed to do. She contacted Child Protection. Child Protection did nothing. She was even trying to help get the other kids removed from the house. They didn't do nothing. Nothing. And it was reported. An agent came out to their mother's house to visit the grandmother where Naziyah was staying. They came and visited and everything. They did nothing. They didn't take Naziyah or any of the other kids that were there. They were just like, okay, well, y'all seem to be fine. So, yeah, crazy work. Crazy work. So everybody knew this isn't there's no way. Naziyah got pregnant at her grandma's house. From the text messages, all of the SEX transactions that was happening between them two happened there and at Jarvis's shop. In the basement at her grandma's house was where the most of their rendezvous happened. And then the grandma tried to make it look like when Jarvis was there, he never came in the house. You're lying. You are lying. Jarvis sent Naziyah text messages because grandma said Jarvis will pull up and Shannon will go outside and talk to Jarvis like at the car or in his car, that he wouldn't come in. But then there was text messages discovered in Naziyah's tablet, because that's how she was contacting Jarvis, that Jarvis was saying how, like, where you at? And then she was saying that she was gone, that she wasn't there at her grandma's at the time. And then he said he was in her bedroom taking her panties and sniffing her panties, stuff like that. And that he was going to take a pair with him. But I'm like, okay, well, Granny, hello? I thought you said he didn't go in the house. How he all up in your granddaughter's bedroom, and you have no idea. You know he there. Now, you may not have known that he was in the bedroom at that point, or anything like that, but you knew he was in the house. But you said that he didn't come in the house. He only stayed outside. Shannon, the aunt that was dating him on and off, she went outside. He didn't come in. You're lying. You're lying. Because this is what made me think that he was sleeping with her too. I do think Jarvis was sleeping with their mother as well. I do. He didn't care. A hole is a hole to Jarvis. He don't care how old it is. No. But I feel like he was sleeping with the grandmother as well, because that's why I think she kept his secret and preventing herself from getting in trouble as well. But I do feel like she was sleeping with him. I do. I don't think it was like they were in a relationship or anything like that. No. But I do think he was scratching that itch. I do. I think she allowed it. I think they were all attracted to him. I think they all liked him, in my opinion, because that just doesn't make any sense. But let's keep going. So it's definitely a tangled web. Definitely. Timeline of when Naziyah Harris went missing. Naziyah was last seen on January 9th. The prosecutors say she rode the bus to school wearing clear framed glasses, a white sweater with a black jacket over it. Pregnant. A colorful Rugrats puffy jacket and a fur-lined hood with light blue jeans and Nike shoes. Data from a tablet issued by the district showed she was in school that day, including taking a picture of herself. The prosecutor alleges after school she meets up with Butts and a coworker, goes back to their auto repair shop on Connor in Detroit. Naziyah is seen, but Butt's sister is seen by Butt's sister, whom testified, which is Jarvis's sister. She testified against her brother. Shout out to her. She definitely did. She was like, all that. Yes, I saw her. She was there. Yes. I ain't going to. I ain't going to jail behind that polo girl. Okay. Then it says, but the coworker, which was his friend, who was also a very bad person, and Naziyah were together in the coworker's car when they went to Ypsilanti. Yes, that's how I pronounce it. Y'all say something about it's Ypsilanti. It's Ypsilanti. Correct. Right there. Ypsilanti. Detroit. I mean, Michigan. Ypsilanti. That's what it says. That's what it says. It says Epinipasambalasti. Correct. I can pronounce it. Epinisalanti. We're diamonds, that. Right there. In Epinipasalanti. And they returned to the shop on Connor. Yes, Lord. Yes, it's Epinipasalanti. Yes, JB, Epstein Salami. That's how I say it. It's fine how it is. Because y'all didn't have to spell it that goddamn way. Why? I know, Britt. I know. Thank you, babe. I know I said it right. Yep, in the Salante. Bud's phone places him at these locations. At 9:30 to 12:30 p.m., Bud's checked into a motel. There is a receipt confirming this as well as his phone placing him at that location. Okay, so they went to the hotel and stuff first. Hold on. Lord, I should do a full timeline. We can do that later. Because we're going to be talking about this more because Shannon ass is going to jail as well. Let me pull. I think I have a bookmark. All of the charges. All of the charges. Hello. Okay, right here. It's loading. Yes, please like the live. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Is this Jarvis's sister? Because she testified against Jarvis. Why is it responding all weird? Hello. Ooh, not responding. All right, close that right on out. Hello. What is happening right now? I guess it's that site. Maybe the story's no longer up. Anyways, when I get hungry, the Y is silent. Who? What? The Y is silent. Well, what are you talking about, Miss Jackie, baby? What are you talking about, sweetie? Are you okay? Are you okay? Okay, here we go. Are you okay? It's Yeppin Slanty. Yes. So The Detroit man charged with connection. Is this the one I want to read? Well, I'm going to read it anyway. The man charged in connection with the disappearance of the passing of Naziyah Harris pleaded guilty to numerous charges, including second-degree murder, less than 2 weeks before his trial is scheduled to begin. Okay, yeah, this is the one I want. Jarvis Butts was charged with numerous felonies in 2025 in connection with Harris's disappearance and murder, as well as a separate SA, sexual assault, case involving an 8-year-old relative. I want to get into that because, okay. Well, let me read that first because I know some of y'all probably want to know. Man accused of unaliving Naziyah Harris appears in court on separate SA case. Okay, let's get into that. The man accused of SAing his relative, who is also facing charges for allegedly unaliving a Detroit teen who went missing in January 2024, appeared in court on Wednesday. Jarvis Butts, who is charged with SA and murdering a 13-year-old Naziyah Harris, appeared in court on October 8th. Butts was charged on September 26, 2025 with SA of an 8-year-old relative. Authorities say he SA'd the child between June 2021 and June 2022 at an auto repair shop in Detroit. Crazy. Like, that's what I say, this story ran deep. Like, deep. All right. So let's go back to what we were reading prior. Okay. So no, he's still facing those charges too. That's not over with. Harris, a 13-year-old, J.E. Clark preparatory, I thought that's a preparatory academy student, went missing in January 2024. Her body has not been found. On February 12th, 2026, just under 2 weeks before his trial was scheduled to begin, Butts entered guilty pleas in 6 different cases during his pretrial hearing. Let's get into the cases. Case 1. Butts pleaded guilty to 1 count of second-degree criminal conduct with a sentenced agreement of 10 to 15 years. Okay, so that for that just one charge, he agreed to do up to 15 years for it. Case 2. Butts pleads guilty to 1 count of second-degree criminal conduct with a sentence agreement of 10 to 15 years. Case 3. Butts pleaded guilty to second-degree murder with a sentence agreement of 35 to 60 years in prison. Okay, so let's put it to you like this. Second degree. I believe it was second degree because, like I said before, I don't believe Jarvis meant to unalive Naziyah. I think that he wanted to unalive the baby, right? And they haven't found Naziyah's body yet. So there will be more charges because they will be able to figure out if she had a fetus inside of her or not. And when they do, that's going to be a whole nother charge on top of that. All right. So right now they're just charging him with murder of Naziyah because they don't have any like pregnancy tests or anything to prove that Naziyah was pregnant besides hearsay, besides like text messages and stuff like that. It doesn't mean in actuality that she was pregnant. So this is why it's so important for them to find her body. Now, her body has been decomposing for at least 2 years. Now she disappeared in January of 2024. It's February 2026. So that's a lot of wear and tear to the body, but I'm sure they'll still be able to determine certain things with an autopsy once they collect her remains. So that's the next part. I think that that's what they're working on now, is figuring out exactly where she is because they still have not located her body as of today. They have not located her. But they did. We'll keep going. Okay, Butts pleaded to second degree murder with a sentence of 35 to 60 years. Okay, so the second degree again, I think that he was just trying to get her to drink the antifreeze and get rid of the baby. Okay, I don't think he meant for her to pass, but she did. I think that antifreeze really her up. I do. I think the antifreeze is what took her out. And I also don't think that she necessarily knew she was drinking it. I don't. I think that he was, um, which that's what I'm saying I'm confused about, because I highly doubt that at 13 years old she would have wanted been drinking, because she wanted the baby, from what it sounded like. From what I was seeing, it looked like Naziyah wanted to have the baby because she was in love with him. She was. She loved Jarvis. Jarvis tricked her, groomed her, and love bombed her, and used gaslighting when needed to convince her that they were actually a thing, you know, that he really loved her, and he could have cared less. He didn't care about that girl at all. But when you don't have any protection, when you don't have anybody else saying that to you, you latch, onto it. And I think that's what he did. Like, he definitely, in the worst way, um, groomed that poor girl. Poor thing. So yeah, he could have cared less about her. And I think that he was completely willing to unalive the baby, mhm, and stay with her. He was going to keep dealing with Naziyah. Um, the problem came in was Shannon, because Shannon, the on and off girlfriend, her aunt, Naziyah's aunt, was still with Jarvis. But Jarvis was with many women, many. He unalived her and moved her body and stuff in a whole nother, ex's car, and whatnot, that he was still sleeping with. So he was sleeping with all type of people, you know. And I feel like Shannon wasn't like okay with Naziyah sleeping with him, but felt like she couldn't do anything about it. I really do. I do feel like she was jealous of Naziyah, and the attention that Jarvis gave her. Um, I mean, Shannon was technically, I believe, underage when she started dating Jarvis too. So, yeah, I mean, the first time they like met and did anything together. So, wow. Case 4. Butts pled guilty to second-degree criminal as conduct with a sentence of up to 10-15 years. Case 5. Butts pled guilty to third-degree criminal as conduct with a sentence agreement of 10 to 15 years in prison. Case 6. Butts pleaded guilty to second-degree criminal as conduct with a sentence agreement of 10 to 15 years. As part of the plea agreement, some additional charges in the 6 cases were dismissed. According to court records, all sentences will run concurrent with the 6 cases. He is expected to be sentenced on March 12th, which we will be here, 2026 at 12 p.m. So we will be here streaming that to see what he gets all together. Jarvis admits to dumping teen's body. A source told Local 4 that Butts admitted to dumping Harris's body in Baton Rouge, sorry, in is it Rouge River near 7 Mile and Berg, where the police initially searched for the 13-year-old girl. Officials say that the police officers found inside out pink jumpsuit and a black jacket and a red and black shoe near the intersection of 7 Mile and Berg when they initially were searching for her. The AUS Border Patrol officer assisting in the case previously testified in court that the clothing he found had not been there for a long period of time, as there was no discoloration in the clothing or no evidence of animals getting into it. He described the clothing looked fresh. Okay, so the same area where they found her clothes is the same place where Jarvis is stating that um, her body was dumped. So the police were close. They just, I guess, um, didn't find her, because I guess they did scrub the river right there, because it would make sense for them to search that entire area. So So let's get into why I feel like the grandmother and her aunt Shannon should be arrested. Background: on January 9th, 2024, the 13-year-old Naziyah got off the school bus in the area of Cornwall Street and 3 Mile, which is near the intersection of Warren Avenue and the Outer Drive on Detroit's east side. She was never seen again. Naziyah's grandmother said she started getting concerned when she learned she didn't get home that night. But she waited until the morning of January 10th to report her missing to authorities. I have a problem with that. Okay. Here's why I have a problem with it. Naziyah went to school and came home from school like clockwork. Clockwork. If Naziyah didn't come home, think about this. If you're a parent, guardian, anything, you're used to your kid coming home at a certain time, right? So if your kid ain't walking within that door with between 5 to 10 minutes of the time they normally is, they walking through the door at 3:30, you're gonna be looking at the clock at 3:43, like, where they at? Let me call. Where are you at? Just to see, out of curiosity, because like you're normally here by now. So where are you? Right? Nobody contacts Naziyah. Why? Why? Nobody looks for her. Why? They didn't care. It's interesting. Or they already knew where she was. I'm not going to call my kid if I know where they're at. If my son tells me after school he's going to his friend's house and I know the friend, when okay, cool. So if I look up, unless I just simply forget that he said that he was going over there, I'm still going to give him a call. They he'll remind me like, Dad, I told you I was going. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Well, boy, you know how I am. So nobody looked for her. That's the only way I'm not going to call my son or daughter after school unless they have something. Like my son has basketball practice until 5. So I know he's not going to be walking through the door when the other kids walk through the door. I know he's not because we pick him up from practice. So I'm not going to be weirded out by that. But I would be weirded out if I went to pick him up from practice and he wasn't there. I would be like, okay, what the? I'm calling his phone immediately. Where are you? Why everybody else coming out of school but you not? Where you at? So that's going to cause a panic, right away. So, because again, it's clockwork. It's clockwork. I pull up, I'm around 4:54, 4:55, and he walking out by 5:01. He's walking out at school. So yeah, if it's 5:05, 5:10, 5:15, where's my kid? I'm gonna start to worry. So, but if he said, "Oh, Dad, after practice, I'm walking over with my friends that live across the street from school," I'm not gonna be feeling type of way if I don't hear from him right away because I know he's probably hanging out with his friend, right now. So again, on the 9th, she went to school. She got off the bus and she was definitely with Jarvis because Jarvis' sister spotted them. Okay. Jarvis' sister went to talk to Jarvis at the shop and saw Jarvis with Naziyah. She saw Naziyah in the car in the truck. She's like, yeah, I saw her. She was there. I saw the hoodie, all of that. She was there. Yep, I've seen her before. That was her. Um, so why wouldn't anybody know where she is? When Jarvis had contacted Shannon that day multiple times. Multiple times. Uh-huh. Shannon knew Naziyah was pregnant. Shannon told Jarvis to get rid of that baby. Shannon knew Jarvis was going to be taking Naziyah to get rid of that baby. Now, how that was going to be done, I can't say that she knew that part. But I do know that she knew that Jarvis was with Naziyah. And I feel the same thing with the grandmother. She knew too. She did. They both knew. Okay? They knew that Jarvis was going to take her to get rid of that baby because all of them could get in trouble. The grandmother had Naziyah in her custody. So anything going on with Naziyah, she's going to be blamed for it. You are the adult here. You are the one responsible for her. So Naziyah being pregnant by a grown man that is in her house at that, that's bad all around the board. No, her grandmother would have gotten in trouble as well. So it's beneficial for everybody. It's beneficial to Shannon for Naziyah to get rid of the baby because her niece having a baby by like her niece kid being brother or sister with their cousin, because that's what it would have been. That's what it would have been. Her dude, because she was saying free Jarvis when Jarvis was in jail. Shannon put a Facebook post saying free free Jarvis. She's still to this day putting money on his books. They still talk to each other. All of that. 100%. They never stopped. So again, she can use that excuse because she's so dumb. She can use that as an excuse that Jarvis and her share children. So, are you okay? He was about to share a child with your niece. Girl, we don't care about no kids. Like, girl, I don't want to hear none of that. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! So it was beneficial for the kid to go, for that baby to perish. They all wanted that baby to die. Shannon, her mother, the grandmother, and Jarvis. They all wanted that child gone. They needed it. It was beneficial. It's easier to fight, are they sleeping together, versus we know y'all sleeping together because we have physical evidence with a baby. We know. Here go proof that y'all sleeping together. Without the baby, it's just hearsay. Assumptions. Her story against his type shit. But with this baby, there's no bigger receipt. There's no bigger receipt. So they needed that baby gone right away. Okay. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. So with the grandmother not reporting Naziyah missing until the following day, and she only did it because of school. Because of school. They tried to make it look like the school lost track of Naziyah. Okay, and hold on, I have a further theory. The reason I feel like they were doing that is because they wanted to make it look like Naziyah never came home after she got off the bus. Or try to make it seem like the bus never brought her. To blame the school. Going up to the school, making the report, she didn't get up and call the police because Naziyah wasn't at home. Because a normal parent would have done that the night before. This is a 13-year-old girl. Why did you not call the police the day before? Like, that means that you don't give a fuck about her. You let her be out all night. You let a 13-year-old young lady be gone all night. You ain't call the police at 9 o'clock at night. You ain't call the police at midnight. You didn't call the police at 1 o'clock in the morning. You didn't call the police at 3. All night. So that gives that she got to do what the she wanted to do then, right? If you 13 years older, you could just decide to just be, I'll come back when I come back. I'll be back when I'm back. That means she could do what the she want to do, right? That's how I'm looking at it. Because how are you not calling immediately? If she's supposed to be there by 3, I want to understand you not calling the police until like at least like 5. Because honestly, I'm gonna call the police as soon as I can't breathe. I'm telling you the truth. When it gets to the point where I start panicking, like I can't find I'm calling the police right away. I'm not wasting no time. I don't care if it's been 24 hours. Where the fuck is my kid? I don't 2-3 hours is enough for me. Like, but at 13, within an hour, I need to find my kid. I can't find my 13-year-old within an hour. I'm calling the police. You better hope I don't do that 10 minutes. Because, I mean, hey, it just depends on how scared I get, on how bad the feeling is. Because when we have a bad feeling, because we know as parents, like something just kind of just registers, like internally. And when you don't hear from your kid, it's like that emptiness that you have inside. Sometimes it's just a doubt, like they're fine, but you're still like really worried. And then sometimes you just have a really bad feeling. Like this, like it's just not a good feeling. So it's like you cannot rest until you talk to the person. You know, you will get in your car and go look for them. You know, because it's just like I don't like this feeling. I got to get rid of it. And the only way to get rid of it is to see or talk to them. That's the only way. You know, to get rid of that feeling. So yeah, and an hour can feel like days. Honestly, an hour can feel like a year, depending on how young the child is. It really can. It can feel like so long. You know, they want you to wait a whole, you're like 24 hours. Who can? No, y'all need to start looking for my kid right the now. You mean 24 hours my ass? Yeah, ain't nobody, no. No. Oh, hell no. Yeah, I'll play all that. 24 hours. You know how long that is? Like, and boy, a parent like me, I'm thinking like, you know how they're gonna be in Europe if they don't try to affect my baby. 24 hours. You know how far away they could get in 24 hours? I'm trying to catch them down the street. Over there on 494. Hell, I'm still trying to catch them while they in city limits. 24 hours? That's a long time. For peace. It's a long time. Okay? That's a long time without eating and sleeping. Like, how you supposed to go to sleep? How you supposed to rest? Type parent I am, I'm not even gonna be at home. I'll leave somebody else there. Call me if he show up or her show up. I'm in these streets. Like, yeah, I'm not playing them type of games. Because, you know, sometimes kids do that. Like, they'll turn their phone off and stuff, sneaking, doing something they're not supposed to be doing, drinking, doing, having, you know, and they'll turn their phones and stuff off. Have you worried to hell. And they fine. They just creeping, sneaking. That's where the whole 24-hour rule come in. Because it's like, yeah, sometimes y'all kids just don't like y'all. Sometimes your kids just sick of you. Sometimes maybe they just need a break. You are annoying. So yeah, I can see why he or she gone, because gross. So it's like, you know, sometimes children just need a break. Sometimes need to let their hair down, you know. But with Naziyah, this was deliberate. I don't feel like this was an accident or we were just waiting she was going to turn up. She's done this before. No, she hadn't done that before. And that's what everybody in the family was stating. Like, no, she go to school, she come right home. You know, because she did a lot of babysitting. She watched Shannon's kids and other people's kids too. So they basically turned her into a built-in babysitter for everybody. So yeah, she came right home. So that's, you know, when Jarvis did take her and take her to like the shop and stuff like that, he did it from the house. This is why I felt like this was a plan. It was planned for Jarvis to get her right after school, and then they just, you know, seem like we haven't seen her. You know, so whatever he do with her, he do with her. You know, but I don't think the plan was for her to die. This is why I think Shannon and the grandmother agreed to letting Jarvis take her. You know, and then something went wrong. Which what wouldn't go wrong? Drinking red antifreeze. What's good gonna go with that? Like what good do you expect to come from drinking antifreeze at all? Right? Right? So he didn't take her to get an abortion. He did it himself. Okay. And I don't believe that it happened willingly. I think he forced her. Can you think about antifreeze burns? It burns. So I highly doubt Naziyah willingly drank it. I just don't think so. I don't. I think he forced her to. Mhm. I do. And I also feel like that's why her clothes were changed. Because when she went to school, she didn't have on a bodysuit or anything like that. Mm-mm. I feel like he forced her to drink it, helped her change clothes, and she died. Mhm. I think she passed away. I think he thought that she was just like throwing up when she was really dying. And I just think that she just didn't wake up. I think it was something like that, um, something in that regard. And I think he panicked and contacted Shannon and whatnot because they showed his car being in multiple locations. But in one of the locations, Shannon could have easily met him because her mom has a van. So I believe that Shannon and the grandmother met him somewhere and they talked about what happened because I don't think they did it on the phone. So I believe they met up. And I think he told her, like, da da da, she not breathing, she not moving. And I think they panicked and tried to divert attention by putting the clothes in one area and dumping her body near it to try to make it seem as if she may have been like abducted, um, or something like that. And now she's just gone, them being idiots, and making it seem as if, oh, somebody just took her, like, you did this. So yeah, I definitely feel like Shannon and her mother knew exactly what happened. I think they went home after they met with Jarvis, and Jarvis told them what happened. Um, he and his friend were going to go get rid of the body. I don't think he got rid of the body by himself. Um, I do think Shannon and her mother waited until he got rid of the body and then called the police the following day and told the police that at school because she didn't do it. She didn't call the police from home. I think she was too scared, too nervous to do it from the house. I think she went to the school to try to make it look like it was the school's fault. Like, I haven't seen my granddaughter. The last place she was here because that's exactly how her grandmother went up to the school. That's exactly how Naziyah's grandmother went up to the school. She went up to the school like, we can't find her. Y'all, this was the last place she was at. Do y'all have cameras or what bus? What she blah blah blah? Because we haven't seen her since yesterday. Lying, correct? Lying. Uh-huh. So do they still have the other children? From what I gather, Shannon's children was taken last year. Her children were taken last year. That's why she was staying with her sister because allegedly child protection had came and removed her kids. So I don't believe she has custody of any of her kids. Now I don't know if she got them back, but I know they did take them. They did take all of her children. She has a decent amount of kids. Um, but yes, I do believe that they did take her children, and that's why she was staying with um, her sister because they took her kids, and I believe she's not allowed to be at her mom's house because of everything that was going on. Her mom was being harassed, and she was being harassed too. People were stopping them in stores, and what like it was going down. Like the public was not playing with Shannon. Yeah, she had 5 kids with him, correct? So yeah, I hope they are not around any of them. I hope so too. Because you know how it is. They usually try to keep the kids in the family. Um, I hope they give it to that grandmama because see how she do. See how she do. Annette didn't care. She let Jarvis into the house all the time. Correct. Miss, is it Lolly? Miss Lolly, correct. She did. She let Jarvis know all the time because she was sleeping with him too. She was. She was sleeping with Jarvis. She went on that stand because she testified, and we will be watching. We will be going over some of the videos. She testified, Annette, and she was pretty much backing Jarvis. She backed him, and I believe she backed him because she's complicit. She's involved, and I believe it's the same reason why her daughter Shannon did the same thing. They went on that stand and they defended him, both of them, and I believe they did that because both of them sleeping with him. I believe Annette is sleeping with Jarvis and Shannon doesn't know. This is why I believe that she's protecting Jarvis too, because Jarvis has that secret. That's what I'm saying. They all got some out of this, in my opinion. A shout out to Black Neek. Thank you so much for the super sticker, sweetheart. Mwah, Black Neek, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for the super sticker, sweetie. Thank you so much. Angrier says, like the granny was with Jarvis too, or the auntie. Both. Both, because Jarvis slept with all three of them. Jarvis slept with Shannon, Shannon's twin sister, and their mama. And I believe that the mother was still sleeping with Jarvis. Yes, still sleeping with him. And I believe that's why she backed him and protected him. Because they were sleeping together. And I think Shannon may have an idea, but didn't know. More reason for Annette to protect Jarvis. Because not only can he spill the beans about what them all being, more so of accessories to what happened to Naziyah, but she's also sleeping with him. 100%. And Harris says, let's not forget the Family Insider that did the interview on TikTok that stated that all of y'all have the same STD. Shannon, Jarvis, Naziyah, Shannon's sister, and Shannon's mom. She said y'all all had the same STD. And how she found out is because Annette confided in said person about finding out that she had an STD. And then it came to find out that Shannon had the same thing. And it was also the same STD that the alleged 4-year-old was getting. If you connect all the dots, it's Jarvis. So it's a coincidence that your daughter Shannon has an STD. This young girl was just found with an STD in her. The only one that wasn't tested was Naziyah. So Naziyah could have very so much had an STD. Very so much. And have had no idea. Could have just been lying dormant in her. Just not showing any telltale signs. Didn't mean she didn't have it though. Shout out to Mayberry. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. So yeah. Crazy. And then Annette had the same thing. Well, where did you get it? Where did you get it? That's how the rumor came out that Annette was sleeping with Jarvis. That's why it was born, is because of that. Because I was always wondering, I'm like, well, are people just saying this? Like, is this just an assumption because she didn't call the police right away? Like, where's this coming from? And I'm gonna pull that interview up. That person stated it, and they proved that they know them. Like I'm in videos over there with the family. So just said that she had the same thing. Where you get it from? Jarvis. Same place your daughter, your granddaughter. Are you crazy work? So yeah, I think Shannon had an idea. I think just like with Jarvis and Naziyah, I don't think Naziyah told her grandmother that, Red Ball, we talked about Krishan Jr. at the beginning. We have a video dropping about him tonight. Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? Are you okay? Are you fucking mad at me? Red Ball, are you okay? Ooh. Hashtag save Junior, because you're talking about. Just when you thought you had something, you don't. Red Ball, go to the beginning so I could really get on your nerves. You think I'm getting on your nerves right now? Red Ball, piss yourself off. Red Ball, go to the beginning. Hilarious. So, yeah, I think that Shannon, he's not going to. I'm not going to say that because I didn't think that Jarvis was going to take a plea deal. Ever going to admit to it. I also didn't think he was ever going to tell where Naziyah's body was, or her body was. And he seems to be doing all those things. I think it's just a matter of time before he gets Shannon and Annette. I think it's just a matter of time. I do. He's going to crack. And I think it's going to be after the sentencing. After that judge throw the book, he'll be singing a different tune. I think he see all them years in front of him. Because he's 43. So he ain't got 40, 50 years. It's 60, 70, 80, 100 years. You don't have that. You don't. So if he's going to come to terms that he's going to perish in prison, you think he wants to do that alone? You think he wants to do that alone? That's why Shannon kept putting money on his books. That's why she kept doing all that. So that he could keep the secret. The secret is be that they all knew. They were all involved. All of them. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Over 800 people in the building. Please hit the like. So yeah, I think, thank you so much, the Asia, is that how you say that? Kudos to you, Sean. Thank you so much for the specific, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So yeah, I just find it weird. So someone says in the chat that the school system failed her. So it says background. After she got off the bus was the last time allegedly she was seen, which we know that that's not true because there's testimony from Jarvis's sister. I think her name is Lisa or something like that. Testimony from her stating that she saw Naziyah that day. Who was her mom? Her mom is the eldest sister. And she is on and off. She's a musted stud. Sorry. She is a musty stud that gave Naziyah and her son, because she had a son too. And Annette, the grandmother, had Naziyah and Naziyah's brother. But Naziyah's brother left. Okay, and you know what's really sad? Okay, so Naziyah's biological father wasn't like in her life like that, but he wasn't. He was looking for her when all this happened, right? He died. Ain't that sad? That's so sad. He passed while looking for her. That is so sad. He did a couple interviews with the news. He knew he didn't do right. He had got remarried and had more children. And he felt like he wasn't looking, I mean, like he didn't do right by her. He didn't do right by her. And when he heard about her missing and all of that stuff, I feel like something just clicked. And it was too late. I think that's what clicked in him, that she's gone. And I think that he didn't realize that. And I think it kind of like broke his heart, you know? No parent is perfect, even with her mom. Like her mom wasn't a perfect. We get it. People go through things. They do. Um, I think people that are giving up their kid to someone else, I think that they do it because they think that they're giving them a better life. How I'm living, what I'm doing, you shouldn't be with me, right? It's unfortunate that we, or some, have passed their children on to people that just don't give a, you know, that's unfortunate. You're not handing your child to a village. You're handing them to the wolves. And that's what they did. They handed poor Naziyah and her brother to the wolves. Yeah. Dog eat dog is who they passed them to. They didn't pass them to loving, understanding people. Yes, y'all, I wanted to say that word, but I done said it too many times and I'm trying to watch the monetization. But y'all can say it in the chat, it's fine. Yes. Instead of wolves, I mean that word that y'all saying in chat. Correct. She didn't hand her children to, people that were going to look out for them. She handed her children to people that were going to degrade, defile, and that's unfortunate. I don't think that that was um, her intention. You know, I don't think that was her father's intention either for these things to happen, because people say all the time, like, oh, well, CPS, you give your kids to CPS, they go to CPS, they can be in such horrible situations. Well, look at what's happening to people in their own family. Naziyah's family did this to her. Mhm. Even Jarvis was supposed to be like family. He was supposed to be like an uncle, to her. So her own family destroyed her, and not the whole family, just the ones that were around. Because, I don't want her, outer family, the ones that are, living their own lives in different cities and states and whatnot, that would have looked out for her if they would have known what was going on, but didn't. There were some family members that heard what was happening and didn't do much about it. You know, um, that's unfortunate that Naziyah had to go through that. She never really felt love, and it's sad that Jarvis is the only sense of love that she ever had. Somebody that used love as a weapon instead of just stepping up and being there. You see that girl in pain. You see, but that pain is so sweet to him, to a person like him, to a predator. They love to see that in their victims because it makes it a little easier for them to penetrate. It makes them easier. It makes it a little easier to get through those walls and knock those walls down so that you can, run amok, and teach this person a new normal. And that was her new normal, you know. She really didn't go anywhere. So with Naziyah not going anywhere, Jarvis used that as a method in a way as well to, groom and isolate and manipulate her. And she fell for it because she had nothing to show her any different. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants somebody to care for them. This girl had no mother. She had no father. Okay. There was no even second sense of that, meaning like a grandmother taking the true role as the mother, an uncle taking the true role as father, or a grandpa, coming in taking the true role as grandfather and loving on you and getting you there. Naziyah didn't know love. So it was easy for him to get her. It was so easy. And not only that, it creates that whole Stockholm type of situation to where she will protect him. she would protect him. Naziyah would have never told anyone what was going on with her. It takes love, trust to say something like that. Mhm. It does. That's all Naziyah knew. All she knew was her family and him. So to say something to us, it's like, yes, say something so you can get out of that situation. To her, she doesn't know any other situation. I tell the truth, then what? They take me away and send me where? To people I don't know that can treat me worse than I'm already being treated. They would rather be in the situation that they are in because they know what to expect. People fear change because you don't know what it's going to be. So this is why I feel like it would take a long time for her to say something, or for an incredible individual to come in her life and truly show her love and trust, so that she can trust someone enough to say what happened to her, because she's a victim. So when being a victim, it's not easy to just say, what happened to you. You really have to, get there. It takes time to get there. And I feel like she would have. She seemed like a smart girl. But I don't think that would have happened right away. I don't. I don't think she looked at him as her uncle. I think that's how he manipulated her into it. And he's also not the only person that was doing that to her. It was not the only male that was doing that. When I say the story runs deep, it runs deep. Jarvis is not her first predator. No. We've seen videos of that poor girl sitting on grown men's laps, them approaching her and treating her like she's the object of their affection and whatnot. So I just don't feel like he was the first person. We've seen evidence. That person that whose lap she was on has been charged with some of the most heinous things, with minors. 100%. So they're already saying that Annette's children are double related to her. They're already saying that her kids, or some of her children, are double related to her. Like brother or father. So, and then again, when you're coming from that, when you're coming from abuse yourself and you never get help for it, you normalize it. It's normalized. It's like second nature. So if Annette was going through this pretty much her whole life, with certain people doing certain things to her and whatnot, why would she feel like Naziyah is any different? Like, girl, you ain't special. You're not special. Like, girl, it happened to all of us. Like, you're right. That's what it gets when you normalize something, when you've been desensitized to it. So with it, it's like how women say back in the day, how they would be 15, 16, dating 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 22-year-old men. Like they always dated older, and they didn't look at it as like a big deal, because it was normalized. So people were desensitized seeing it. So when they would see an older male with a younger woman, it wasn't a big deal. Like it was just like, oh, okay, whatever. It wasn't like, oh wow, we should probably check in on that. That's not what was going on. It was normalized. So people were completely desensitized to seeing an older male, with a younger woman. So I think that's how it is with, Annette. I think that she has been desensitized to SA and trauma, in the home, because she went through it for so long, to where if something different happened, that would be more shocking than something, than that. So I think info no one knows has much to say. What? Hold on. It says, how do we get in contact with you? If you want to send me some information, you can send it to shineeverywhereshow@gmail.com. If you want to talk to me, I do plan on doing open call lines this week. We're talking about Naziyah and talking about, Krishan Jr. So yeah, who are we talking about? The person in the title. So yeah, I just feel like I get that Annette may have went through some things in her life, but since my dad is Jarvis, oh, I'm sorry. Um, so yeah, I don't think that that excuses what she let happen to Naziyah. I get that she may have went through some things, and that's terrible. And I feel badly for Annette if those things are true. Um, I can't feel sorry for Annette because I feel like when you, as a victim myself, right, I would never allow anything like that to happen. We can't help what we don't know. We can't fix what we don't know. But I could never allow something like that, knowing what it does to people. I could never. Experience is the best teacher. I've experienced being a victim. So it's taught me so much about myself. And it has also made it so that I have so much in common with other victims like myself. So sometimes it's kind of easier for us as victims to see somebody else being victimized. We can see it because a lot of the things that they're going through, a lot of the feelings that they have, a lot of the body language, their non-communication skills, we get it. Like we understand, we all just handle things differently, right? So it's like, how could you allow that, knowing how hard this was for you to deal with, to see this happen to her? You know what this births. You know what it does. We may not have protected ourselves as we should have. It takes time. But we should be damned if we allow it to happen to somebody else. If we weren't protected, sometimes I feel like God lets certain things happen to us so that we can become protectors. A lot of victims are now protectors. We protect, we look out for, we hear out, we understand. And sometimes I feel like he lets those things happen so we can prevent it from happening to other people that can't handle it like we could. I do. I think everything happens for a reason. It does. And again, with free will, I don't think God is putting it on anybody's hearts to go out here and hurt anyone. That's the devil. So it's not, why would God allow this to happen? He didn't do it to you. But best believe, if you believe, he'll help you get through it. He will. He'll help you get through it. He didn't do this to you. You're blaming the wrong person. God blesses and so does the devil. 100%. It's all a choice. That's why we have free will. God does not force us to do anything. He won't even force us to worship him. What he wants most. Us to keep our eye on the prize. He won't even force us to do that. Literally, free will. That's a true blessing. That's why Jesus died. Not just for our sins, so that we can have will. So we can decide whether this is something that we want to do or not. Just like he decided to die for us. That's not anything he had to do. He had a choice. He had a choice. He chose to perish for us. That was a choice. He didn't have to. He could have walked off. That wasn't, yeah. God sends us to test free will. He telling us to go sacrifice your son. That's free will. We don't have to. That's why God stopped him in the Bible right as he was about to do it. Right as he was about to do it. Stopped him. Test. You passed. So if he would have kept going and God would have stopped him, he would have taken his son's life. Now that's something that God would have done. When these people are out here being horrible, Jarvis, he ain't got nothing to do with God. He is of the devil. He is of the devil. Okay? Of the devil. Free will. So we can't think of bad things happening to us and blaming him. No, it don't have anything to do with him. This is why he's here. Because just like we got free will, so does he. He do too. So he can decide to bless us, or he can decide to not to. Karma. Sometimes we don't deserve to be blessed. Sometimes we don't deserve it. Literally. Why do you feel like it's okay for you to go drink 16 shots, 5 drinks, and then pray driving home that you don't hit nothing or no one? Why would God bless you? The devil blesses too. So if you made it home drinking and driving, that wasn't him. It wasn't him. Because he wants you to keep sinning. He wants you to keep doing stuff like that. So yeah, I get you home because I got other plans for you. There's other bad decisions I'm going to make you do. Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with him. Mm-mm. It's weird. But people blame him for everything. Everything. It's like that don't have nothing to do with him. It really don't. You have a lot of people walking away from religion for no reason because they want to tell God what to do. Since you let my mom pass, since you didn't help me get into this college, since you let him cheat on me, since you let this person do da 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 to me when I was growing up, like what does that have to do with him? Sound like a bunch of decisions that a whole bunch of other people made, and now you mad at the Lord. Why? But okay, go off. I mean, that's on you. So it's no different here with her. And that all of these people are swear that they God-fearing Christians and they love the Lord. And why would you let something like this happen to her? Why would you sleep with your daughter, man? Why would you let your daughter, man, sleep with your granddaughter? You should go get help if you have trauma coming up. Not making horrible decisions and then blaming it on the trauma. That's weird. You have people out here that would do some of the most heinous things because hurt people hurt people. They do. A person growing up and that happening to them until they find out that it is wrong, it's a high probability that they may do the same thing to others. Because it's the same thing with Jarvis. Jarvis was SA'd while he was coming up. Grown woman was taking advantage of Jarvis. Yes, she was arrested for it and all of that. A learned behavior. Yes, a grown woman was messing with Jarvis as a teen, as a little kid. She was doing things to him and with him. So he was being SA'd himself, you know? And instead of going to get help and figuring out like why is he having these thoughts, because it's a learned behavior. If somebody was preying on you at a young age, now you're hypersexual and a bunch of other stuff. Because women is much different with SA. Some men are proud of their SA. Viral video of Lil Wayne saying that a grown woman took advantage of him when he was, 12 or 13 or something like that. And he said he loved it. He was literally proud that a woman SA'd him. Wore it as a badge of honor. He said he loved it. Okay. So with men, they take it way different. I don't feel like a woman would have ever said anything like that. But yeah, he praises his abuser, praised her. Like, shout out to you. Love you. Thank you. It's like, are you okay? And a lot of men look at it that way. hmm Sleeping with their babysitters and stuff like that, they is a badge of honor. They don't look at it as what it is, and they wonder why they have commitment issues and why they can't stay in one relationship and why relationships become boring to them and why they have low intimacy. And they wonder where all that comes from. They wonder why they can't respect women, why they always treat women so badly, why they are physically violent towards women and whatnot. That comes from something. Like it's not just born in you. That's a learned behavior. People like Chris Brown and others, their mothers were in DV relationships. Chris Brown used to say, like, his stepfather would put a weapon to his head in front of them and threaten to take his life. That's abuse. Using ooh-eyed as a way of manipulating people to make decisions that they wouldn't make if you weren't making, it dire for them to choose you within that moment when they should be choosing themselves. That's emotional abuse, just on so many different levels. And Chris Brown witnessed all of these things. So that's going to affect his character. Same thing with Rihanna. She grew up, her dad was a violent, he put his hands on her mom, all of that stuff. She grew up seeing a lot of that too. So you put these two people together, you put two hurt individuals together, it's going to be fireworks. And that's what, two toxic people together, because that's what it was. Chris Brown is probably the majority of his life seeing toxic relationships. Rihanna, same thing. So then you put these two people together, what do you expect? If Annette, Naziyah's grandmother, had been being SA'd from a very young age by people in her own family, etc., if she sees that this is happening to Naziyah, why would she? She's not gonna look at it like us, like with the severity and like something needs to be done about this immediately. Like we got to get him. He got to go. You know, with Annette, she probably don't look at it that way. She probably look at it like, okay, well, girl, we all go through it. Just like if a younger girl is dating an older dude, most women back in the day, just like, okay, girl, well, we all go through it. That's how it's looked at as normal, and it's not. There's nothing normal about that. Nothing. Is she still in jail? Who still in jail? Jarvis is in jail. Annette nor Shannon have been charged. Neither one of them have been charged, but they should be. And they will be. I'm willing that into existence. They left Naziyah. They felt like Naziyah took their man. 100%. Yes. Including the mother. Like you said, they. They. Uh-huh. Yes. I think that's why Jarvis was kind of like taking Naziyah to the shop too and doing things with her there so that it wasn't in sight of them. But they knew what was going on. They knew what he was doing. They knew. They just didn't want their man to be taken away. Even more reason for both of them to protect Jarvis. You know, if you get caught up in all of this stuff going on, our man gone. They're gonna take our man away. And we don't want them to take our man away. So now what we gotta do what we gotta do to keep our nigga. So they band together and it was beneficial for all of them for Naziyah's baby to go. I'll say this, and I believe that the court agreed with it, with charging him with second-degree murder. Again, they have not found her body, so they cannot distinguish if she was truly pregnant. So once they have her body, which I'm sure they will find it now, with him taking the plea deal and whatnot, I think part of the plea deal was, I'm sure, them finding that girl body. Now, I know the prosecution ain't that stupid to offer him a plea and not discover where Naziyah's body is. Um, and I also don't feel like it's going to be signed, sealed, and delivered until they find her body. So they could always change up. They can always throw the plea deal out. They can always do that if he's not going to be compliant. They need her body. It's mandatory. They need her. They fed her to the alligators. I don't think Michigan has gators. Do they have gators in Michigan? I don't think they do. Do they? I'm not from there, so I visited Detroit and a few other different places. And I have family in Detroit, but I don't think they have gators. Not that type of water. I don't think gators can. Not in that water. Right, y'all saying no. I was about to say, ain't y'all water bad? Ain't Flint and all the ain't y'all water bad? And gators don't like winter. Yeah, because y'all got bad water. Mm-hmm. Y'all water pizza don't turn it on. Right? Y'all drink bottled water, right? Y'all don't do faucet. Correct. Yeah, y'all water bad. Ooh, y'all water bad. Y'all water is baked. Where Diamond says, I'm here in Gipping some Spelunky, and we don't have gators. Okay. So y'all don't have gators in Gipping some Spelunky? Girl, y'all ain't got gators there, girl. And Gipping them Spelunky? Yes. Hi, Livermore. I love you. Yes. Yeah, that's not too far from Flint. Yeah, Flint with the bent water. Mm-hmm. Oh, Tressa said gators don't like salami. Tressa. Um, Eccentricity said you almost got it right. I do have it right. Are you okay, babes? Are you okay, honey? Um, LaKinda says, I live in Flint, no gators in Michigan. Okay, good. Because I was figuring, yeah, I'm like, I don't think that they have gators, but I don't live there, so I can't be, tell y'all what y'all do and what y'all don't have. I know y'all don't got good water. I know that. Yes. Yes. But when it comes to gators, I'm like, gators? I don't know. I never heard anything about gators. I've been to Michigan a few times, like 4. And I've never heard anything about gators. Yes. I was just there not too long ago. And we went to, it starts with an S, but they had like these cute cabins. It was for like the gay community, and all of that. It was so much fun. I had so much fun. It starts with an S. I can't pronounce it. Well, I can't pronounce it. It's like Saga White or something like that. Where was this? Saga. It's like Saga. I have a shirt because I always buy a shirt when I go to a different city that I've never been in. And if they have like shirts with the name, I always buy it, like as a little memento. It's like Sega, that right there. That what y'all are saying. Sanignawa, correct. Yes, Sanigawak. Yes, it's interesting. Yes, yes, wrote down Sanigawas. Correct. It was something like that. Yes, correct. Yes. Janae, are you okay, sweetie? I said that. It was in Saniga, girl. Nah, I said that. Yes, live more Saniga. Sanigawa. Yes. Yes. Correct. Correct. Yes. Um, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. And we stayed for 4 days. And it was so much fun. Like they had these like little cabins, and then like the little beach wasn't too far. And then they had this one place that had like old fashioned or like original like root beer or something like that. And we went there. And then they had like the marina where all of the really like nice like yachts and all of that. I felt really like that beach, like while I was there. Okay. We went to this very fancy restaurant, and then this white couple asked me if I was a football player, and I said yes. Girl, he thought I was like Adrian Peterson or something like that from the Vikings. I was like, yes. Yes. I signed his napkin and all of that. Yes. Don't ever ask me if I'm somebody because I'm gonna say yes. Why not? So yeah, he did. He thought I think it was Adrian Peterson from the Vikings. Um he was like, oh my Adrian fucking Peterson. And I was turning around looking like here. It's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Why not? You know? He's like, man, I've been following your career for so long, man. I was like, thanks. It's been a wonderful one. What do I do? Okay. What do I do? Hurry up. What do I do again? It's like, man, again, QB. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool. I'm like, yeah, it's nothing. Can I have your autograph? Sure. Why not? Hey, don't ask me if I'm somebody because I'm going to say yes. Okay. You all go to me, Eddie Murphy. It is. I'm filming Harlem Night 2. Excuse me. Tuesday. So, yeah, I was just like, whatever. Hey, Adrian Peterson. I'm like, me? I guess. Why not? Yeah, now. So yeah, but I love Michigan. Michigan has really good food, green water. But yes, I love Michigan. I do. Beautiful place, beautiful people. They have such colorful people there. In Michigan, and they have manners. The people that I bumped into, they're really sweet. Um, so yeah. Shout out to Michigan, love Michigan. Absolutely do. Yes, gross water, baby Shay. Gross. Now I ain't drinking no water out, okay? But it was a good time. It was a good time. Love Michigan. I've never had a bad time in Michigan. I've always had a really good time. I mean, I'll be having some beautiful people down there. Like I'm like, ooh, okay, Michigan. Talking about all right, Michigan, all right, y'all bad down here. So yeah, go to Michigan. Go to Michigan. If you've never been to Michigan, check it out. You should go to Michigan. Beautiful, beautiful place. A lot of beautiful areas. Now I'm sure the people from there probably just like whatever, Sean, because y'all live there, so y'all see it all the time. But for the people that don't see Ipanabasambasalanti, and for the people that have not been to Nigawa, yes, y'all should go check all that out. Y'all should. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I had a good time. I've never went to Michigan and had a bad time. It's always been great, and I always go in the summer. So I don't know what's given in the winter, but I know in the summer it'll be fun. It's beautiful. Okay, they have a lot of places you can go and swim, little like man-made beaches, and it's calming. It's not as busy as like if you live like LA or something like this. Is way calm compared to being there. So yeah, y'all should definitely go check Michigan out. But I have to get out of here. We will be back. Okay, I've finished this Krishan Jr. video. Did you hear about the South African girl who was making fun of FBA this way? Did she? No, I did not know. I did not know that. I know what you're talking about, but I'm not. No way. I have to look into that. Yeah, but I have to get out of here. I love y'all. Rest in peace. To her. Guys, thank you for the super stickers. Thanks for liking the video and subscribing. Okay. I have a video that will be dropping later. Over here on YouTube, and then we'll be on Coffee after a while. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna finish working on that, and then I'll jump over here tomorrow and we'll keep the Naziyah piece going, and we will also talk more about Krishan Jr. Okay, we'll go over the videos that I've dropped, so we can compare notes and go over some stuff. I do have an update or two. I'm about to please keep signing the petition. It's on its way to 11,000 signatures. I really appreciate y'all. Yeah, and until the next video, I love y'all. Bye.